And welcome. Welcome to the Town of Highland Beach Town Commission second public hearing of our budget. Today is Thursday, September 18th, and it is now 5:01. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. If we could have the roll call, please.
Commissioner Janowski,
Present.
Commissioner Goldberg,
Present.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Present.
Mayor Moore,
Present.
Town Attorney Rubin,
Present.
Town Manager Labadie,
Present.
and Commissioner Peters is absent. Thank you.
If we could all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any changes to the agenda? Seeing none, if we could have a motion to approve.
Yes, motion approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Moving on, there are no presentations. Moving on to second readings, public hearings. Resolution number 2025-022, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, adopting a final millage rate of 3.4159 mils for the town's general operating funds for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, providing for the final millage rate of 3.4159 mils is 7.12% greater than the computed rollback rate of 3.1889 mils, providing for severability, conflicts, and an effective date. Will you be taking?
Yes. Yeah. And again, that's the operating millage. And so what you'll see on your tax bill, obviously, is our operating millage of the 3.4159 mils. Plus we have the debt service millage of 0.1716, which is combined to be our total millage of 3.5875.
Any discussion among the commission?
I don't have any additional questions. I think for my purposes, it was well reviewed in a prior presentation.
No, I'm all set.
And any discussion, any questions, anything? Yeah, this is our second
Yes.
reading of this, so not surprising there isn't any more discussion. So I wanted to open it up for the public. Are there any public comments on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. If we could have a motion to adopt.
Yes, a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-022.
Second.
We could have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Goldberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Yes.
Commissioner Janowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moore,
Yes.
motion carries. Thank you.
Moving on to item B, resolution number 2025-023, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, adopting final budget for fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, determining and fixing the amounts necessary to carry on the government of the town for the ensuing year, providing for severability, conflicts, and an effective date.
Yes, thank you. And just to add to that, as part of the attachment to the second reading of this resolution, we not only advertised it in the appropriate amount of time that the state of Florida requires us to do, we had all the advertisements checked for accuracy and compliance with the state of Florida. And so that's always a good thing. And just to add that the total budget for all funds, which include the general fund, discretionary sales tax, building fund, water, and sewer fund, totals $32,241,402.
Any discussion? I know this is the second time, and not that I'm expecting any.
I have nothing to add.
Okay. And I'd like to open it up for public hearing. Any comments from the public? Seeing no comments, I'll close the public hearing. If we could have a motion to adopt.
Yes, a motion to adopt resolution 2025-023.
Second that.
We can have a roll call, please.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Yes.
Commissioner Chernowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Peters. Oh, sorry. Mayor Moore,
Yes.
motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to new business, resolution number 2025-024, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, adopting the fiscal year 2025-2026 schedule of fees, establishing fees and charges for town services, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
So the highlights again is 12% to 12.3% reduction on the building side, water rates 5%, sewer rates 5%. And just a point of clarification, and thank you, Vice Mayor, we took a deeper dive on the transport, EMS transport fees and made the adjustment that you have on your desk from the numbers that were on the original resolution. So we are more in line with our neighboring communities. Our big jump up that was kind of the unusual is the advanced life support 2 was significantly higher than other communities. Everything else was pretty much on par. So we made a few tweaks, moving away from what our a billing consultant had suggested. We went and took a look at all the adjacent communities and adjusted our numbers. So we're not way out there on the advanced ALS 2 transport. So
Could you, could you explain how it is that our residents get billed for these things?
and wouldn't you know, the fire chief is here. Wow. Okay.
Everybody, thanks. The billing comes when we get a transport. And again, we only bill when we transport you to the house. Like you come in and pick you up, put you back in bed, back in life. There's no bill associated with that. So when we do house, we'll transport you to the emergency room. Then we rate the level of care we give. The BLS is just a Band-Aid. Sorry. BLS is just a Band-Aid and basically, a little bit of oxygen, maybe nothing major. If you have an IV established, we run an EKG, that'd be ALS 1. And if you have full cardiac arrest, where we just empty all the drugs and everything we do, that'll be an ALS 2. Now, according to Medicare, we could bill up to $1,500, well, actually $2,000 for that care. But the prevailing rate in the neighborhood is about $750, $850, $800. So that's what we decided to reduce it to. But usually we'll bill the patient at least 3 times, as required by Medicare.
So, but Medicare would cover it. So, yeah,
Medicare allows us to bill a certain amount, but they only cover like $850 of it.
okay.
So generally we're required by CMS, which is Medicare and Medicaid, to bill the patient for the difference. So if you have a secondary insurance company, they would pick up on that. So supplemental insurance, they would pick up on that. If you have it's like some people work and the wife work and they have an insurance and they work and they have their own medical insurance. So we'll bill their medical insurance first. And if there's a secondary insurance, say from a spouse, then we'll bill them for the balance.
Okay, so Medicare says reimbursement could be up to 2,000, you said? Is that?
Yeah, we could bill up to 2,000.
We could bill up to 2,000, but they wouldn't cover the full 2,000. They would cover
850,
850.
Yeah.
So by us charging 850, does that mean Medicare would cover the entire thing, or is it
the bulk of it? Yes.
the bulk of it?
Yes.
Only if you transport us to the hospital.
Only if you transport.
So the remaining amount would get billed to the
patient
individual.
or their responsible party, which is the
And by keeping the
Parent.
rates kind of low, that means their
there's
share
less of
is
a
much less.
delta between
Okay.
what medical cover or your insurance
Okay.
will cover and what you have to come out of the pocket.
Okay, okay.
Chief, if they take care of me in my home and they basically, we recommend you go to the hospital, and what we've seen happen, no, I don't want to go to the hospital, then there's no bill for
There's
them,
no bill.
no matter how much time. spent.
Nope.
And just to reiterate, you said you send a bill for any shortfall, I assume, 3 times.
3 times.
And if there's no response, what happens?
then we talk to the manager and see what he wants to do with that.
Okay. Do we have a fund for that?
No, we can talk about I'll give you updates offline.
Okay,
Okay, go.
okay.
But it's not really a real expense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, it's just
Okay.
part of your daily thing. It's
Some
just-
people just have different situations.
Right.
And, they could appeal to me or to the manager and say, hey,
Mhm.
I can't pay this. And I'll talk to the manager will probably talk to you and decide what you're going to do with it. But it's a process. I can't just say, well, I'm just not gonna.
Right. No, I know, I
I'll
know.
just write it off. No, I can't do
But if it doesn't get paid, it's not like we need to set aside a certain amount of funds to pay these type of things.
Okay.
It's just part of the
Okay.
operating expense of, there's no reason to set
competition
aside.
between you and the manager.
Right.
Now, I have another question. It's not a financial question. But we have, if there's a senior or anyone living alone and they're in distress
Mhm.
and they're able to call and have someone, call emergency services, what happens if they cannot open their door?
Well, we have strapping young men with large tools
Okay,
to make that a thing, not
Okay.
a thing. Okay, so generally what will happen is that we have, if you would live in a condominium, then we have a Knox box, and the Knox box is available, and we put all the master keys in there, and the only people that have the key to the Knox box is the fire department.
okay,
That's it. So if we go there and it's after hours, there's nobody in the building and there's nobody. Generally, they will put a key for a person who may be disabled in there. If we get into the building and we get to your apartment, we have tools that are minimally destructive to force that open. And if we can't get through it with minimal destructive, we have saws, we have, so we actually have a very small saw that's battery operated, which we just purchased. And we'll just cut the lock through the door.
Mhm.
And then all you have to do is replace the lock and you're back.
Okay. Well,
So we do minimal destruction to get to the goal of getting to you.
okay.
Isn't that why we want everyone to sign up on the information so that?
So good point. So Community Connect, if you have somebody who's disabled or maybe disabled or is elderly and maybe in distress, there's several ways around that. Leave a key down in the lobby. Maybe there's a box that you could call. I don't remember what the name of the box is. It's like $300-400.
Knox.
Oh, I did it.
To get up.
Matt Wellhab, Fire Marshal. Knox actually has boxes that you can order for your home individually. So we have the big black ones that you see like mounted on this building and all the larger buildings. But if you own a home in Highland Beach, you can order a box if you're somebody that, wants to provide that. And we have the electronic key would open that just like it would any other Knox box, and we would be able to get in. Otherwise, the only other option is what Chief's talking about is, either having to cut a lock, break a lock. Yeah.
Say it right. Minimal destruction
As-
damage.
as best as possible.
All right, I think that'll be very comforting to the community.
It would
Yeah.
be better if they had some sort of, if they considered that as an option, if that you may not be able to get to open the door. Because when we leave the building, we can relock. Once we open that door with any other method, it's difficult to.
So going back to what the Vice Mayor said about the Community Connect. So a lot of locks nowadays have a key punch on the outside. So you can actually unlock the door without the key. So if you put the code in the Community Connect, which is just secures your bank, and if we get a call to your house, we'll pull up Community Connect page and you just punch that code in, do fuss, do muss. You get in, do what it needs doing. And when we go, we put the code back in, unlock it up. Your house is secure because, again, bank encryption on the Community Connect. No damage. There's no delay. Say, oh, we don't have a key. We have to go back to the truck. So all the things that will expedite this process is already in place. It's just a matter of participating in those programs to make your life a little less, reduce the risk of any long-term consequence or delays.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good reminder about the Community
Mhm.
Connect. I didn't think about
Mhm.
that, putting the code to your lock
Yeah.
in that,
The
community.
Vice Mayor is always
Yeah.
on it. He's on it.
Good suggestion. Yeah, no, good bringing that up. That was excellent. Great.
Anything else?
Any other questions for the chief?
No, not from me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the explanation. Any other questions about fees?
Nope.
Any other discussion? If none, I'd like to open it up for the public. Any public comments? Seeing no public comments. If we could have a motion to adopt.
Yes. Motion to adopt resolution 2025-024.
I'll second that.
We could have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Goldberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Yes.
Commissioner Chernowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Moving on to the next item, resolution number 2025-025, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, amending the town's fund balance policy for the general fund and creating a fire rescue sinking fund and a public safety capital project sinking fund, providing for conflicts and providing for an effective date.
So this memorializes some of the conversations we had where we wanted to, one, David was suggesting adding a few more dollars to the fire rescue sinking fund. And then we continued to have conversations that we're going to do budget amendments into the reserves to go get these capital project dollars when the projects come forward. I prefer not to have a lot of unassigned dollars when we know we're going to need them. So the idea was to formalize our conversations into our fund balance policy that allows you, when you need to via resolution, to go in, but we're assigning some of that unassigned funds that was like 4.2 million. We're putting 2 million in because we know we've got the marine facility, the fire annex, we've got the entrance building, the fire security, real-time security center. We have projects we're going to need money, but we haven't got there yet. So it's basically to allocate and assign those loose dollars or unassigned dollars and commit them to future projects. And then in the fire side, we cleaned up had some old language in there from when we originally did that back in 21. And then this allows us moving forward when we have a capital projects that we see coming down, we can move those reserves over and kind of get planned for future projects. So, and again, it doesn't mean you can't go get it. It takes a resolution, which would be the budget amendment resolution saying we're going to go get reserves and pull those dollars over.
Thank you. You did a lot better than when I asked Alexa to explain the sinking fund.
So this is kind of like an earmarking, right? It's like, it's not like as official as restricted funds are. Like restricted funds you can't touch no matter what you do. This is kind of like a little bit more officially setting it aside for these things. And like if a hurricane comes and we need the money for something else, we just do a quick resolution. And does a resolution need 2 readings or whatever?
No, just one.
No, just 1 reading.
With purpose of why and what we're doing, taking those dollars for. Generally don't, my preference from administrative side is not to have a lot of unassigned
Right. No, I
funds.
totally agree with that. I
Because the
totally agree.
public starts to say,
Right.
what do you just? hold
Totally
the bank?"
agree
No,
with
no,
that.
we're holding the money because we got these projects. So we put it into a sinking fund, which is a designated purpose, similar to the budget stabilization. So it's just more exacting with why we have those dollars sitting there, that we're not just
Right.
earning interest,
Right.
making money on with other people's money. We're
Right.
actually holding it because we have these projects approved and now we need to hold those dollars for that.
Yeah.
And we don't all of a sudden, God forbid, something happens or changes in commissioners and they're like, oh, we're just going to spend it on this. No, we at least got 2 million is only for public safety projects. We've assigned it. You could always unassign things.
I like it. Because I know when I first started, that's what struck me as a little odd was how big that unassigned
Yep.
was getting, and was that the best use of those funds or whatever. So I think it is it's informative, like you said, so people can kind of know what that money is being set aside for. But it isn't set aside for like this restricted thing where we can't
Yep.
move that money if something comes up for some reason.
Yeah, that is true. And always, if we ever have to exceed a budget, we always have to come to you and we have to ask for a budget amendment, because that's what that is, right? So if any of those funds that I talked about, if any of those funds exceed that dollar then I've got to come to you and I've got to ask, I got to bring you what it's for and that we're going to be pulling it from reserves. Now, when we pull it from reserves, let's say it's something that we didn't plan for, right? Then that comes out of unassigned, right? We couldn't predict that. But if down the road it's specific and public safety comes to us and says, these vehicles, we really need to start looking down the road to procure one, then at that moment there, we'll then bring to you and we'll say, at this point, we're going to pull it. And you have carte blanche. You can say, well, how about you take half of it from unassigned and pull the other half from the amount of money that we've earmarked for it so we don't drain that. So, and we will do exactly that. So,
Dave, in the association world, reserves are very important in the
Yes.
association world. If I listen to Marshall, what he's saying, it's not a number one priority to continue building the reserves because you don't want to have that much in there.
well,
Unpurposed.
On
On
dollars.
purpose.
Yeah.
Correct.
right, yeah, on purpose, it's always good because for the foreseeable future, this commission has placed this town in a very financial secure manner, right? And so in the foreseeable future, we're not looking at borrowing funds, right? We're not looking at interest expense, at interest cost and going through all that, right? And so we move forward with a purpose based on our 5-year plan. And at the end of the day, we will accumulate those funds needed to carry out a project. And so it's really one of the best, strongest way to do it.
With respect to the amount that's designated on Exhibit A, which is incorporated into the resolution, I'd like to know what was the reasoning behind it. For the fire rescue sinking fund, it was $750,000. And for the public safety capital projects is 2 million.
So the capital safety public projects we have, and I have this such as in there, those are projects that we had budgeted, but David and I explained those dollars are going to fall off because we couldn't execute those projects this fiscal year. So they're projects that are one, if they're over a threshold, been authorized by the community. So these are already planned projects. So those dollar amounts are basically $1 million for each of those projects is sitting there for the fire rescue, for the marine docking facility and the fire annex. The 750, we're getting it close to, unfortunately, those rescue vehicles are a little expensive. So we've got to get a number close to a replacement cost. We got lucky getting the ladder at $850,000, but it was used. Those Hortons are about $500-600. So with time, we need that 750. So when something breaks, because the Horton is a 2017, it's our highest used vehicle, that will break down probably and then be replaced in the 3 to 5 year window, and we'll need $600,000-700,000 to replace. So it's based on like replacement cost ish out there.
And we review it annually in any event.
Yep.
So, by the way, I don't know if it's a typo, but the Exhibit A, if you see the top line, it says resolution number, and the number is not consistent with our resolution number today.
That was a type. I'm gonna blame it on Len. No, just kidding. It's probably.
So that should be,
There. No, yeah.
that should be 2025 dash
Yeah, that's not bad.
025.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So once we set aside those amounts in the fund policy, how much will be left over for us unassigned? Do you remember?
2.3 and some change.
Yeah.
Oh, we still have 2.3. So yeah. So I guess this really,
I can put
it's
more in there,
just
just-
because we didn't spend the money when we thought we were.
Right.
That's
I want to
the
make sure
reason. Right,
specify that we need it still.
Right,
We're working
of
on this
course,
project,
of
so we're
course.
kind of just
right,
putting them here
Yeah.
and
Right.
reserving those
right.
purpose, specific purpose for
Right.
them. So should the public say, hey, what are you doing with that?
Right.
Well, no, it's
Right.
capital projects.
Right.
We have something, we're just reserving it for that purpose.
Yeah.
And it just keeps getting delayed for one reason or another.
Yeah, we just
Um,
design's taking significantly longer
Sure.
than necessary, but it's we're in queue. We should have plans for both for 3 of the projects here, October, is that the date? October, November, we'll really see. So we'll be out to bid for a few of those projects. We know the Army Corps issue kind of hammered us on the dock. So, but those all will be going hopefully this year at the end. But it could be that when we start to bid design, it doesn't go until next fiscal year.
Right.
So we're just putting the money aside saying, when we need it, you'll authorize us to spend it when we bring a contract for you to execute.
And with the sewer lining project, I mean, it went in our favor, right? Because then you ended up finding a
Yep.
really great deal.
Well, as long as FDOT doesn't keep delaying.
Yeah, well, hopefully not, but I'm just
I mean,
saying
that's
that's
really, they're putting us in a spot
Really?
beyond,
Mhm.
right away flooding issues. They're delaying a project that we had planned
Yeah.
and they're pushing us out 6 months now.
Oh, so now our sewer project's being pushed out 6 months?
Well, they were supposed to be done in May. So it
Right.
could have started in June.
Oh.
October,
But
yeah.
now we're October,
October,
now they're
November.
saying November. They're not going any faster with the rain.
Mhm.
Maybe it's December. Maybe it's like, when are they going to let us in? And at some point, there's an opportunity cost or there's an extra the cost that we're going to have to realize with that contractor. We may have to give them something else, an amendment or something for delay in cost. What
So-
happens if resin or pollen goes up or there's some market change there? We've lost that opportunity at that cost. So it could cost us more.
Are they still
Hopefully
gonna,
not yet. They're being good about it, but how long,
are they
no.
still gonna do the side streets like in September?
well,
Or was it that like, was it
we're
soon?
supposed to start in second week of September. Like right now, we should be in your neighborhood.
But that's not happening.
No, because FDOT won't let us out into the right of way. So the contractor, while he'll start in the side streets, knowing that when he's done there, he can move directly into A1A. He doesn't want to start and stop multiple times, mobilization charges. So they want to be able to start on the side streets to buy time while FDOT's departing and go, but FDOT's not going for longer and longer delays. So I'm hoping, I doubt they have not kept to any schedule. So November that they're saying now, it could be December, it could be January. And then sanitary sewer lining in season is not the best idea, is bypassing condos that are full while we line the pipes. We wanted to do it when it's still slow. So it's going to put us in, we're going to have to make some calls at that point too.
Hey, a quick question on the dollars, on those funds that are set aside, what happens to the interest? Does it go into those funds or does it go into general interest?
No, it goes to those funds. Right.
Individuals.
Well, it actually gets disseminated, right? Because our policy is a certain percentage goes to budget stabilization, a certain percentage goes to disaster relief. And then we have special earmarks, right? That goes to, it goes to contribute to that. Yeah. Yep. And again, it's staff enjoys it because we have a sense in the future of how much we can do, because there's going to be new stuff that pops up, right? And now we can't say, oh, well, we've got $4 million to do this project. No. We'll adjust it in the books after this budget hearing. Nope, that goes down, and and so the next thing that isn't included in these.
Mhm.
But rest assured that if anything foreseeable happens, we have the funds and the means to take care of the residents of the town of Highland Beach.
Yeah, that's great news.
Okay.
Yes.
That is excellent news. Well, I'm in favor of earmarking the dollars as presented here. Any other discussion about it? I'd like to open it up to the public. Any public comments? Seeing no public comments, if we could have a motion to adopt, yeah.
Yes, motion to adopt resolution 2025-025.
I second that.
We could have a roll call?
Commissioner Goldberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Yes.
Commissioner Chernowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moore,
Yes.
motion carries. Thank you.
Moving on to item C, ratification of collective bargaining agreement between the town of Highland Beach and the Palm Beach County Police Benevolent Association effective October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2028, and authorize the mayor and the town manager to execute the agreement.
So you have the contract in here. We just moved it up a year earlier. We had to do some cleanup work. Some other language changes, recognizing a holiday that was missed, the assigned vehicles, giving some more flexibility. The union agreed to give the chief a little more flexibility in recruitment and do the adjustments to the salary table to stay in the market rate. So we came together. They were good to work with. No legal fees, sorry. But so it went really well. So it's before you for consideration. They unanimously approved it.
That's great to hear. Any discussion?
No, I think that's excellent.
Yes,
We
excellent.
remain competitive
Yes. Yes.
and reward our esteemed police
That's right.
department.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. Open it up to the public for public comment. Seeing no public comment, if we could have a motion to adopt.
Yes, motion to adopt.
It'd be a motion to
resolution-
ratify.
You want to
Motion to ratify? Okay.
to ratify, yes, motion to ratify. And that is the PBA contract?
The collective bargaining agreement?
Yes.
Um,
And
between-
authorize the mayor and the town manager to execute the agreement.
Perfect, thank you.
Second
Yeah.
that one.
The vice mayor seconds it. If we could have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Goldberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Yes.
Commissioner Chanowski,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Moving on to item D, approve and authorize the mayor to execute an interlocal agreement between the town of Manalapan and Highland Beach to provide code enforcement services to Manalapan on an as-needed basis.
So Manalapan found themselves in a situation, needed a certified code enforcement officer. They reached out to Jeff and I. Jeff felt comfortable that our code enforcement officer had some capacity in his schedule. So I was willing, if they covered the true cost of his time, we could help them out for a period of time or until they find their own person. So we're just kind of pitching in. So I'm comfortable with it. It covers our cost. We don't lose money on it. And helping out a neighbor. Again, it's 30-day out. So if it doesn't seem to work out, because code enforcement can be a tricky business. And again, how much do we want to be doing that in another town? Because code can have a negative resident, and I just don't want that to wash back. So we have a quick out if we need it. If it starts getting a little hairy over there, we can say, no, thanks. We're just helping out. So this is kind of more of a fill in for a little bit for them until they figure out what they need to do.
So does he drive the Highland Beach car or
Yep,
will
and
he drive?
that cost is all built into that hourly
But-
rate.
Okay, so yeah, so.
There's a man that gets slopped on there and he changes his shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when he goes, it'll be like a Manalapan.
It'll be like a magnet that says he gets there to their
That's good.
offices, throws the magnets over our logo.
I think that's better.
Well, eventually, right now, we still got the racing stripes all over it. There's a new vehicle because that one's having some problems and it'll just cover the logos and then he changes his shirt into a Manalapan shirt and
Yeah,
the
I think
residents wouldn't know any difference, but again, it could escalate with commissioners and then I'm out. I don't want to deal with other people's commissioners. So,
What is where are the hearings held?
they do it. It's a similar structure to us. They have a special magistrate. They have the same process. So it's very clean. So that's why it made sense. We could do it without a lot of headaches of learning a new process, this and that. They mirror our process, the special magistrate process.
So-
They don't have a code board, which I would probably would have said no. But since it's kind of like a judge doing it, it's a little bit cleaner and simpler for us to help.
And that's at their cost, the magistrate.
Oh, yeah, we don't cover anything. No.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
Nope.
No? Good.
Second.
Open it up for public comments. Seeing no public comments, I'm in favor. I definitely want to help out a neighbor. So I'm definitely in favor. So if everyone's in favor, if we could have a motion to approve and authorize.
Yes. Motion to approve and authorize the mayor to execute the interlocal agreement between the town of Manalapan and Highland Beach to provide code enforcement services to Manalapan on an as-needed basis.
Second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Moving on to town manager reports.
It is done. The budget's over. So now we go into audit season. Susie, ready? So here we go. No, so that's thank you for approving the budgets. Everything's going well. We're financially sound. Everything's in great shape. Again, just tracking on our radar screen. You're going to hear the energy and conversation about property taxes. It's picking up. That could really throw a wrench in the spokes, if you will, on local government. So just keep your eyes open. If you have questions, let me know. I'll feed you information as I hear it from the legislator. They meet Monday is the what is it? Special commission on property taxes. They're meeting up in Tallahassee. All the legislators to start going over some pretty wild stuff. So see what happens.
Is there a leading proposal at this point in time?
One just came out today. It's going to be so complicated that I don't know how you would communicate it to the general electorate. I mean, we know inside baseball because we're in the game. The general public is going to have a hard time. We roll this back. We're not going to roll that back. Then we're going to do a surcharge on a sale. So basically, they want to put a 5% real estate tax, basically when you transfer property, as the one time for your local. And then they're going to do a 5% sales tax on hotel rooms. And then they're going to find it's so complicated. And then what? We have to ask for the money. We justify it. So I get what they're trying to do. Everybody kind of gets, no one likes taxes, right? That's the American way. We don't like taxes. So, but what they're trying to undo is complicated in a home rule state, right? We are a lawful jurisdiction. So unless they're going to do away with local governments, they can't take away our only source to move forward. I was just talking with Len. If you think about debt, all your debt is pledged on ad valorem taxes. So if you can't do tax, does all debt currently issued become defaulted debt? We're going to create an economic crisis because we're the third largest state. I think they want to do that. And so they'll have to be like, if this, then that. I mean, then it becomes so complicated. So hopefully they'll probably end up somewhere in the homestead area and increase the homestead deduction or something. It's probably the only way you could cleanly sell it to the public that they could understand. Because if you're saying we're going to roll back school this much, county this much over these 3 years, then we're going to regress this, and we need what is the electorate? What are you going to vote on? Like, oh, it's pretty complicated. So that's the first proposal. He went out, the legislator. He said somebody's got to say something, so he put the first thing on the table. He knows it's going to get beat up, but there's a lot of money tied up. And then if, like I said, the Florida League of City has some communication pieces that they have there. I'm going to try to get those out as we get residents coming back to understand and start communicating. It's complicated to just undo what is constitutionally authorized. But again, my big thing is like you have debt issues, like we have federal grant dollars that require ad valorem pledge. So how do you undo all of that? I could only imagine, like, I mean, revenue bonds, I guess, is a little bit safer because you're pledging system revenue, but you're doing roads and stuff. It's general fund debt, you know? I don't, it's a pretty complicated process to try to move that needle, you know?
And how do they, or do you think they even care to try to keep local governments whole as far as what their budget is? Like, do you think they're going to just say, you don't care? You know, $32 million, like.
Well, there'll be some that say that. Trust me,
They'll just
there's a
say-
handful of legislators that could care less if we existed, to be honest. And that's their perspective, generally from areas where you don't have a lot of local governments, right? So there are some that are going to say that, but our Constitution grants home rule. And then we have all of these other rules and regulations established over time that would have to be undone. I just don't know you can quickly and easily like just eliminate. It's not that easy. So once you start, you know, get into the how to make or effectuate that kind of wholesale change. If they were to call me, I could tell them a lot of solutions to help, you know, tamp it down, you know, but yeah, I would actually even sell the Highland Beach model that we always had a stomach ache with capping, we can't spend more than 350,000. I mean, if you really want to make it so the residents are driving the bus more, well, put those type of limitations and referendums to raise taxes or do huge projects, require the voters do, which they do for bonding. You have to have voter approval. So it's all built there. It's a lot of political theater, unfortunately. But I'm nervous because they could throw a monkey wrench into it, and then we're all going to have to then try to figure
Right.
our way through it, right? The unintended consequences that they're not going to think about is really technical.
It is.
So I'm hoping that there are some good legal minds in the legislature. Hopefully they come to bear and can walk them through how challenging a quick vote isn't going to undo, right?
Well, keep us updated.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
an interesting topic. I mean, if they were to do away, whatever, do something drastic,
I mean,
How
how
does-
this stuff and it's complicated, right? I mean,
Right.
like I can't imagine trying to just go to a general voter and say, hey, we're going to do this, but you got to do this, then this, and then this incrementally, and you got to move this piece, change this. Your eyes are going to roll back, right? So it took us, 150 years to get to this point.
Right.
You just can't just,
right. Hmm.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Legislative session is going to be definitely a circus.
Okay. All right. Moving on, our upcoming commission meetings, October 7th, 2025 is our next town commission meeting. And with that, we can adjourn. Oh, do we still, sorry. One more item?
At the last meeting, I requested from Matt a update on the building inspection program. And did get an email, terrific report. I would ask if we can send it to the whole commission and to, okay,
Send it to me and I'll send it up.
thank you. Very good. Appreciate it. Now.
Now we're good. Okay, excellent. Okay, and with that, we can adjourn.